team rehearse. They were acting out scenes from The Tempest, and everyone kept forgetting their lines. It was hilarious. I was about to take out my phone to record them so I could show Roberto later, when I saw her. The most beautiful girl in existence. She just popped onto the stage to clear up some of the props, then she just happened to look my way. We made eye contact for at least 10 seconds, and it was totally mesmerizing. Then she ran off the stage. I have got to find her and get her number or something, I thought while my heart beat loudly. I waited for the rehearsal to end, then I went backstage, hoping to find her. She was all alone in the dressing room, stuffing some costumes in a bag. "Hi, I'm Spencer. I'm new here. What's your name?" I said, surprised at my confidence. "Hi, Spencer. I'm Eliana," she said while holding her hand out for me to shake it. "People still do that?" I laughed while holding her hand. It was so soft and warm. And that was basically how my obsession with Eliana started. I made sure I turned up at every single rehearsal, and when Dr. Thompson finally let her act, I realized that she was the most talented one there. She played her roles really well, and she could sing too. I always found myself daydreaming about being married to her when she eventually became famous. We'd walk down the red carpet together, hand in hand, while everyone made a fuss over us. "Spencer, what are you doing?" Mr. Thompson's voice shouted and snapped me back to reality during one of my daydreams. "I asked you to sweep the stage 15 whole minutes ago," he said. I got up and did as he asked. I was still too shy to audition for anything, so I kept coming to observe and do whatever tasks Dr. Thompson asked me to. Well, mostly to gawk at Eliana. I'd been trying to develop the courage to ask her out on a date, but I was just too shy to do so. Every single day, I'd rehearse the words in my head. "Hey, Eliana, I think you're really brilliant, and I was wondering if you'd like to go out with me sometime." But I never had the strength to say them. Then, everything fell apart. I was late to a rehearsal because I was working on an important group project with my classmates. When I arrived, I apologized to Dr. Thompson, who seemed to be in a really bad mood that day. "Listen, you're just not serious. I think you should go try to join some geeky club with the rest of the aerospace engineering nerds like you. People like you aren't cut out for the arts. You just don't have the discipline. Go to the moon," he said. "But this is the first time I've ever been late. Please don't do this," I pleaded. But he refused to listen. I was kicked out of the drama club. How was I supposed to see Eliana now? I went back to my dorm room feeling like a complete idiot. I never asked for Eliana's number because I was always so sure I'd see her every day. I also didn't want it to seem like I was coming onto her too strong. How am I going to get close to her now? I asked Roberto after whining in his ears all night about how I see her every day. I also didn't want it to seem like I was coming onto her too strong. How am I going to get close to her now? I asked Roberto after whining in his ears all night about how my life was over. Dude, it's not rocket science. You science geeks are always the last to use your common sense. Do you even have any? Just find out what other club she's a part of. Here, I found her Facebook page. It seems like she's into that sorority stuff. Look, he said while showing me her profile on his laptop. Wow, she's so beautiful, I said while drooling at her picture. Focus. It says right here that she's part of the Alpha Delta sorority. Maybe you can find her there, he said. Ha ha ha, Roberto, I don't know how things work in Italy, but a sorority is for girls only. They won't let me in, I said. Well, he said while looking at me like he was going to burst out laughing. Oh my gosh, what are you thinking? I asked. Just dress up like a girl and join the stupid sorority. I have to study for a test now, so please stop talking, Roberto said, then turned away. He was like that sometimes. Now, I know you're thinking that this is a completely ridiculous idea, but do you know how much I missed Eliana? I closed my eyes and imagined us walking on the red carpet together again and thought, I must get closer to her somehow. Now, how do women get outfit ideas? I remembered that my sister Hannah was always on Pinterest looking for the latest styles, so I quickly created an account and started browsing. I wasn't about to go into a store to buy dresses and skirts, so after I settled on a new outfit, I simply ordered them off Amazon. I waited 2 whole days for my packages to arrive, and when they finally did, I rejoiced. I ran into the bathroom to try them all on. OMG, I'm so hot, but I still kinda look like a guy, I thought. So I quickly got some tissue and stuffed it into my chest. There we go, that's much better. I'm every woman, it's all in me, I began singing, then quickly shut up when I heard Roberto get back to our room. He flung the bathroom door open. You look like an idiot. A cute one, though. But you need some hair, he said. Oh, I completely forgot about that, I said. That night, I snuck into the dressing room at the theater and borrowed a wig. I decided I'd try to join the sorority the following night. I thought it would be as simple as just showing up and asking if I could join. Well, it turns out that it was a little bit more complicated than that. I was all dressed up in a cute white crop top, which was too small, and a black miniskirt, which was a little too big. I had 2 Band-Aids on my legs because I cut myself while I was shaving. I was also wearing a pair of bright pink heels, which couldn't have been more than 1 inch high, but they were so difficult to walk in. Oh my gosh, how do you ladies do it? I turned up at their building and knocked on the door. A tall, red-haired girl opened it. Yes, can I help you? Have you lost your way? She asked. A tall, red-haired girl opened it. Yes, can I help you? Have you lost your way? She asked. Is this where the Alpha Delta sorority meets? I asked. Yeah, what do you want? She asked. Can I, join? I said. She started laughing uncontrollably. She looked inside and shouted, Hey, some girl just got lost on her way to what was, hopefully, fashion school. And she says she wants to join us. Come see her. She looks like a man. I was embarrassed. 5 other girls came over to the door. One of them was Eliana, and I could feel myself blushing. I was not surprised that she was the first one to speak. Zoe, I've told you to stop being so mean to people. She does not look like a man. She's beautiful. Come in, darling. What's your name? Eliana smiled. It was then I realized that I forgot to give myself a fake name. I had to come up with one on the spot. My name's Judy, and I have no friends, I said. Aww, they all said together. This is too easy, I thought. Eliana grabbed my arm and led me inside. Hi, my name is Wendy, and I'm in charge here, said one of the girls. She motioned for me to sit on one of their huge couches, then continued. We don't usually accept new members in this way, but one of our girls just transferred to another college, and we have a spot open. You're going to have to go through our special initiation phase, though. If you pass successfully, then you'll be able to join. How does that sound? It sounds great. Thanks for accepting me, I said. You haven't been accepted yet, she winked. The next week was definitely the strangest week of my life. I had to skip all of my classes because part of my initiation involved following Wendy and the other girls around. I barely got time to see Eliana. First, I had to show them that I could be humble. How? I had to do almost anything they asked. It was almost like I was a servant. I had to carry their books around, buy their drinks, bring them whatever they wanted from the cafeteria, and even do their laundry. On Friday, Wendy asked me to clean her room. It was the first time I'd ever stepped into a girl's dorm room. I realized that they were a lot messier than my guy friends. Am I in now? I asked at our meeting during the end of the week. We are not like other sororities. Our initiation goes on for longer than a week, Wendy replied. Next week, we'd like you to pick a partner who will guide you through the rest of the tasks. She will decide whether you've passed or failed, she continued. Okay, I pick Eliana, I squealed, trying not to sound too excited. We're going to have so much fun, she smiled. The next day, I met her early in the morning. Wow, lovely outfit, she said. Thanks, I blushed. So first, we've got to go to the dog shelter and volunteer to walk some of the dogs. After that, we're going to go to a homeless shelter, and we'll help to prepare their lunch. After that, we'll probably be hungry, so we'll go eat, she said. I thought this sounded like the perfect date, minus the dogs. I'd always Eliana, I squealed, trying not to sound too excited. We're going to have so much fun, she smiled. The next day, I met her early in the morning. Wow, lovely outfit, she said. Thanks, I blushed. So first, we've got to go to the dog shelter and volunteer to walk some of the dogs. After that, we're going to go to a homeless shelter, and we'll help to prepare their lunch. After that, we'll probably be hungry, so we'll go eat, she said. I thought this sounded like the perfect date, minus the dogs. I'd always been a cat person, and the thought of being surrounded by barking maniacs all morning made me feel a bit uncomfortable. But Eliana was worth it. We arrived at the shelter, and we took 2 dogs each. We walked through the park with them, and it wasn't as terrible as I'd imagined. Eliana was hilarious. We spoke about all kinds of things, and this was the first time I'd ever really been alone with her. It was exhilarating. I found out more about her personality, which was quite unique. For example, she loved collecting buttons, and her favorite activity was toy voyaging. I didn't even know such a thing existed. Every time she traveled, she took her stuffed wombat, Gregory, and took pictures of him in front of different popular landmarks. Then we went to the homeless shelter. This was something I'd always wanted to do, but I'd just never gotten around to it. I couldn't cook that well, but I was grateful for the chance to help others. When it was finally time for a break, we went to a nearby noodle shop and sat next to each other. By this time, I was overwhelmed with my feelings for Eliana, and I decided to tell her the truth. After we ate and were peacefully sipping on some soda, I ripped off my wig and said, "It's me, Spencer, from the drama club. Dr. Thompson kicked me out and I was crushed because I wouldn't get to see you again, so I created a fake identity to get into your sorority. Please don't hate me or think I'm a total creep or stalker. I just missed you so much." She dropped her drink and stared blankly. "That's really flattering, Spencer," she said, "but I'm not even into guys. I was nice to you because I thought you were a great prospective girlfriend. I am still recovering from this, so please keep me in your thoughts."